Hey, good morning, YouTube, and happy Wednesday. So today I want to talk about the JOYANN REID interview that was on the Breakfast Club yesterday. The interview was phenomenal. Joy is brilliant. She's literally brilliant. She's very knowledgeable. She's very educated. She talked about the history of this country, the history of the world. She talked about war. She talked about her covering Donald Trump. She talked about her firing. It was a phenomenal interview. I actually watched it twice. And Joy has a YouTube channel. You guys, please follow her channel. If I can figure out how to do it, I will link it below, because I think she's extraordinary. I think she's great for our community. I think she's a great representative for our community. And so I love her. I love her, really respect her. I mean, I always knew this because I used to watch her show. I knew that she was really intelligent, very educated. But yesterday's interview was chef's kiss. It was perfect. It was great. So her and Charlamagne had a conversation because they were talking about Biden versus Trump. And I think we all, in hindsight, I think we all know that Biden probably should have got out very early on. And there should have been a primary, all of those things. And at the time, I was saying that. Now, I was very honest. I was voting for Kamala Harris regardless. I don't care. Whoever ran against Donald Trump, I was going to vote for them, because I think Donald Trump is a danger to this country. I think that. So I was never going to vote for him. But Kamala Harris would have had a better chance. And let's not forget that the people are speculating that the election wasn't fair. I don't have any proof to say that, so I'm not going to go there. But Kamala Harris, if she would have went through a primary, if she would have won the nomination, I think her chances would have been better. I know that there were things about Gaza and all of those things, and then she couldn't kind of decouple herself from Joe Biden. I know that that hurt her too. And what Joy was basically saying is, yes, like that, all of those things should have happened. However, Donald Trump, the madman on the other side. And Charlamagne made a good point, like, well, the country voted for the madman, and Democrats have to take accountability for that. You lost against a man that was convicted of sexual assault. That right there should have been enough to shake shit up in the Democratic Party. And just a side note, because I wanted to talk about this, the Democrats will continue to lose until they realize that they need, like Joy said, because she talked about this too, she talked about the Democrats being so orderly, right? It's like, oh, it's this person's time. This person has been waiting in the wings for 5 years or 10 years, so it's their time. No, it's what the people want. The people want Jasmine Crockett. The people want AOC. The people want, because you are dealing, in Donald Trump, you're dealing with a bully. The Democrats are playing checkers. Donald Trump is playing Fortnite. You're dealing with a person who do not care about the rules. He do not care about rules, regulations. He don't care about president. He don't care. He do not care. And so the Democrats is trying to do things in a very traditional, formal way, and it's why they continue to lose, because they do not look like fighters. They are not listening to the people. Yesterday, Jasmine Crockett lost a bid for a ranking position in the Democratic Party. And I'm like, they're gonna continue to lose. They're going to continue to lose because the Democrats refuse to listen to the people. They live very much in their echo chambers. We want Jasmine Crockett. We want AOC. We want fighters. We want people who are not going to back down from Donald Trump. And they're not listening. And that's the reason why they're going to continue to lose. Because there's no way. I think Jasmine Crockett got like 6%. She's the most effective communicator in the Democratic Party. She's brilliant. She's intelligent. She's a lawyer. And you guys continue to look over her because you're so focused on, well, this person has been waiting for their position for 10. Don't nobody give a fuck. They're not effective. So you continue to look over AOC and Jasmine Crockett, and you continue to ignore the people, who the people want. And that's why you're going to continue to lose. Because there's no way AOC should have lost her bid. There's no way Jasmine Crockett should have lost her bid. No way. They are the most effective Democrat. When it comes to messaging and communicating, they're the most effective. You can love them or hate them. Even people on the Republican side, you know why? You know why they attack Jasmine Crockett on the Republican side and the conservative side on the right? Because they're afraid of her. You know why they attack AOC? They scatter her. They're afraid of them because they're not backing down. They're not scared. They're not scared. You know why? Listen to me. Donald Trump is a narcissist, period. You know what narcissists do? The people that they can't con, the people that they can't run over, they constantly badmouth them because they're afraid of them. That's why he goes after Jasmine Crockett and AOC as much as he does. That's why Fox goes after Jasmine Crockett and AOC as much as they do. They are scared of them. They're not scared of Hakeem Jeffries. They're not afraid of him because unfortunately nobody's listening to him. So they may say now, every now and then, they may say, you know, bad things about him, whatever, but they don't constantly go after him because they're not afraid of him. They are afraid of Jasmine. They are afraid of AOC. They know Jasmine and AOC gonna fight and they're not gonna back down. And that's what that's what the people want. And the Democratic Party, the leadership, continuously look over these women that are effective. And so Joy was basically saying that. Charlamagne was basically saying that during the interview. And I'm just like, why aren't the Democrats getting it? You lost to Donald Trump, a man that's a convicted felon. You lost to him. That should have been enough for you to be like, you know what? We got to shake this shit up. We're doing something very, very wrong. Very wrong. And they're not doing it. And I told you guys before, I've told you guys in several videos, I am not beholden to a political party. I would never vote, not this Republican Party, never. I would never vote for, I think the last Republican that I semi-liked was Adam Kinzinger. He's not even in office. He was a rep for Illinois. I live in Illinois. He's not in office anymore. I never voted for him, but he started to be on the right side of history when he started calling Donald Trump out. But other than that, there's nobody in the Republican Party that I would ever consider even looking at to vote for, to research, to analyze, to see if I would support them. No, none of them. So it's not a matter of, well, who you gonna vote for, a Republican? I want to vote with the Democrats. But right now, they're extremely disappointing. Very, very disappointing because how are you guys still losing the messaging war against a convicted felon? How? The man got 3 baby mamas. He a convicted felon. He lie, he cheat every day. How are you losing against him? How? And that's not enough for you to say, you know what? It's probably time that we reorganize all this shit. And they're not doing it. They keep giving ranking positions to Democrats we don't even know. I don't know those people. Never heard of them. I don't see their messaging on social media. People consume their news on social media. The Democrats still trying to play an old age game and we're gonna go on freaking Dateline or whatever. They're still doing that. That's not working. People are on social media. They're on Twitter. They're on Instagram. They're on TikTok. They're on Facebook. That's how people are consuming their news. So you go where the people are at. Democrats refuse to do that because they have this standard traditional way of doing things that's not working. And it has not worked for a very long time. You lost to a felon. Why was that not enough to say, you know what? It's time to do some different shit? It's frustrating. It's very frustrating because I'm excited about the midterms. I'm not. Because I think they think because Donald Trump, and it's horrible what he's doing with mass deportation, the fact that groceries still expensive, all of the things he's doing is horrible. But Democrats, what have you done to counter it? What have you done? It should be easy. He's dragging kids out of schools. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. You can't beat a man who's dragging women out of their cars while their kids are in the car screaming. You can't beat that. But I'm supposed to get out of my bed or whatever, wherever I'm at work or whatever, and go stand in line and vote for you. For real. Donald Trump, another point that they made in the interview that I felt like was phenomenal. The messaging, and child, so many people is just like, because I said it's unconstitutional, the fact that Donald Trump sent strikes to Iran, right? And people was like, no, it's not. It is, but other presidents have done it. So that's the reason that the public is like, it's not that bad. Barack did it, the Bush did it. So the Democrats saying that it's unconstitutional, that's not effective messaging. Nobody cares. You think Donald Trump care about the Constitution? You think Donald Trump care about the Constitution? I would argue, I would bet my house, that Donald Trump ain't never read the Constitution. No part of it. Donald Trump will give a fuck about the Constitution? And you're like, well, it's unconstitutional. Okay. A lot of shit he do is unconstitutional. That's bad messaging. The message should be, like Charlamagne said during the interview, he promised not to get us into any wars. Simple. The Democrats are not saying that. They're not saying it. Why not? You're steady saying it's unconstitutional. He didn't come to Congress. He didn't get congressional approval. Okay. We knew he was going to do stuff like that. The public is like, you got people so emboldened. They're like, it is constitutional. Okay. But Barack did do it. Obama did it. Bush did it. Other presidents has done it. And that's the reason why people feel that it's okay. Because it's been done before. So once you put that messaging out there, you see that the public is not biting, it should be very clear that messaging is not effective. The messaging that should be effective to independents, because Republicans are going to stay with Donald Trump no matter. The man can do, I was just about to say something so graphic, but I'm not going to do that. But the man can do whatever. They're going to stick with him. It's a cult. It's a cult. So they're going to stay with him. But with independents, if you're trying to reach those people, the messaging should be, he said he wasn't going to get us into war. And now this, simple. He talked about prices going down. He talked about, all of these things. He's not doing those things. He's doing this. Why won't the Democrats do that? And I'm supposed to get out of my bed and go vote for them. My favorite Democrats are Jasmine Crockett and AOC. You guys keep shitting on them. They keep losing, they're not losing their positions, but they're kind of losing the, it's not an election, but they go up for these positions, like ranking positions, and they keep losing those bids. My favorite Democrats. You guys are not, as a party, you're not supporting the most effective communicators in your caucus. And I'm supposed to vote for you? I'm supposed to get out of my bed? The man who won the position that he and Jasmine was basically competing for, I ain't never heard of that man in my damn life. I ain't never seen him on TV, don't know his Twitter, nothing. And you can play this whole game where it's like, whoa, they're supposed to be serious. Yeah, they are supposed to be serious, but legacy media is over with. Social media is where it's at. If you want to be effective, especially if you want to get the younger people, you have to have a presence on social media. You have to. We live in a new day and age. It's imperative that you have a presence on social media. That man that won against Jasmine Crockett yesterday, I don't even know if he got a Twitter page. And they gave him the position over their most effective communicator. And I'm supposed to vote for that. The interview, like I said before, this interview started with JOYANN REID. I want you guys to watch the interview because I can't do it justice. She was phenomenal. She was brilliant. She's a great example for our community. I love Joy. I admire her intelligence. She's well knowledged about a lot of stuff. And I watched the interview twice, and when I tell you, both times I was intensely like, love her, brilliant. She's she love JOYANN REID. She's that girl in every aspect of the word. Highly educated, very well spoken, very knowledgeable about. I can go on and on and on, but I know I'm like rambling at this point because I'm telling you guys, like, I was at work, child, I ain't do a lick of work. I watched both interviews back to back and was watching intensely. It was that good. She's that good. And I look forward to watching her YouTube like a hawk. Every video she posts, I will be front and center because she's that great. She's that good. So you guys check that interview out. And they talk, you know, like I said, they talked about politics, talked about war, talked about Biden. Biden should have been got out of he should have been got out of the race. He should have been got out of the race. We all agree with that. Kamala, another thing, she was talking about the people who voted for Donald Trump versus the people who voted for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris got a huge percentage of people, you know, college educated people. And I was about to say Barack Obama, child. Donald Trump got a huge percent of non-college educated people. And in this country, there's more non-educated, non-college educated, not non-educated, because just because you don't have a degree does not mean you're not educated. Non-college educated people, there is more. So the Democrats are speaking to college educated people. They're not speaking to the mass, the non-college educated people. And it's imperative that they do. They're not speaking to kitchen table issues. Bidenomics was like, oh, the country is doing well. And I said that too, because the country was doing better than other countries, but people were still not able to feed their children. They were still having a difficult time buying eggs. They were still having a difficult time paying all of their bills. So I don't care about your fucking stock market. I don't care about any of that. I can't feed my fucking kids. And you keep telling me that the Dow is whatever. I don't even know. I don't understand the Dow. I don't care about the Dow. I want to be able to feed my family. I want to be able to work one job and that be enough. And the Democrats weren't speaking to that. And so they allow a convicted felon to run the country. And that person is dragging mothers out of their cars while their kids are in the car screaming. And the Democrats, you didn't learn enough from that? We did it wrong. We've been doing it wrong. It's time to do some different shit. Come to the front, Jasmine Crockett. Come to the front, ALC. You guys are the leaders. You're the new leaders. You are who the people are listening to. So educate us. Show us. They're not doing that. And that's why they're going to continue to lose.